Belly Busting for Blokes TV. We're going to demonstrate a spuds recipe, and you'll find this recipe on page 126 of Belly Busting for Blokes. Now Marty, what are we cooking today?
Sure, this is the creamy chive, bacon and pine nut potatoes.
Oh, sounds delicious. What made you choose this recipe?
Well, a number of reasons. I guess a lot of us guys, if we do cook, we like to cook out on the barbie, and that's great. But what I want to do is sort of demonstrate, well, we should be in the kitchen as well. The kitchen shouldn't just be for women. It shouldn't just be for the French guys. You can put on the French accent if you want, but no, I think we should get used to this. And this one seems like a nice, quick, easy one to do, just like a lot of the recipes in the book. So
great, let's get started.
Alright, well look, first of all, what we have to do is get a potato, and what we're going to do is cut it thickly, about 1 centimetre, and nice round slices. So
and by the way, this the recipe calls for 500 grams of potatoes, and that's what 500 grams of potatoes looks like. It's 2 good sized spuds.
Yeah, so each of the cuts should be about 2 centimetres, might be doing it a little thinner.
Now the thinner you cut them, of course, the quicker they take to cook, so that's, if you're in a hurry, cut them thinner.
Just be careful not to cut your fingers off.
Your knife skills are looking pretty damn good there, Marty. Well done.
So there is a fun side to cooking.
And I might just say that knife is very sharp, and of course a bloke relies on good quality tools, so it's worthwhile investing in a decent knife, keeping it sharp. Your cooking will be better for it.
Alright, and then what I'm going to do now is, okay, we've got nice circles, we're going to cut them in half, just make them a little bit smaller so it's easier to put in the mouth.
Yep.
Even though a lot of us guys have big mouths, it's still good to do that, because we like to eat quickly too.
Well, I think eating slowly is actually a bonus, and of course the slower you eat, the more you get to enjoy every mouthful, so that's another story. I might just point out to that we've organised the ingredients we need for this recipe in advance, so they're all just waiting. That's a good way to cook, to get everything ready beforehand.
Okay, so we've done that.
Good job!
Great, now we're going to put some bacon in. We need about 3 lean rashers of bacon.
Okay, now before you start cutting on the wooden chopping board, Marty, I'm going to suggest that we just move the spuds out of the way and we actually get a different chopping board that's designed for meat, because you don't want the bacteria from the meat to contaminate the vegetables, and also a wooden chopping board's not the best for meat because it'll suck up the juices and that can breed bacteria. So I'm just going to get you a different chopping board especially for meat. And here we go. Chop away.
Alright, so we've got 3 slices.
And these are quite lean. You'll notice that different types of bacon have varying fat contents, and of course you can always cut off the white stuff because that's the type of fat that's not best for your heart, so we're just going to trim that off. And there's plenty of flavour in the meat itself. You do not need the fat off the bacon to make this dish. That's very good, Marty. You're pretty good with that knife.
Well, before I did time, yeah, I had a bit of practice. So. Alright. So I've trimmed off all the visible fat, so there it is. What do you do with the fat?
You chuck it away, Marty.
There you go, where do you want to chuck it?
I'll put it in the bin, thanks mate.
Thank you. Alright, then what do?
You chop that.
Just chop it.
Chop it into 5mm pieces. Veronica's been quite specific, but you can do what you like really. And I think there's a good lesson in that. I mean, the recipe is a guideline, it's a suggestion, but, you know, knock yourself out, be a bit creative, do what you want. Make it yours.
Is that what you want?
I think if you could probably chop that in half, just to make the pieces a little bit smaller, because that way, with every mouthful of the potato that you have, you got more chance of getting a bit of bacon in your mouth, and that's going to make some pretty beautiful music in your mouth. That looks pretty good.
Alright, what we're going to do now is I've been boiling some water over there, just bringing it under boil, not really making it boil. So when it just starts to bubble, we're going to take the potato, we're going to pop it into the saucepan. Just make sure there's enough water just to make sure it covers the potatoes. So I'm just going to pop these in.
And not too high, Marty, because we don't want those splashes of hot water to burn ourselves. That's good. And you'll notice that we actually left the skin on the potato, and that's actually making the potato a lot better for you because it's got more fibre, and fibre is really good for your digestive system. So, and it saves the hassle of peeling as well. It's all good.
And cleaning.
Yes, and we did wash them first.
All right.
And pop the lid on. Excellent. Good job.
Easy.
What's next?
All right. What we're going to do now is with the bacon, we're going to cook that up. And so what we need is a small non-stick frying pan, and we're going to put it over high heat. Is that our small?
It is. Let's whack on the heat. And here's the frying pan, Marty.
Yep.
I think a non-stick frying pan's a really great piece of equipment. You've got to have it.
All right. And so we don't need to put any.
You'll find, Marty, that there's enough fat in the bacon, even though you cut off the white stuff. There'll be enough in there just to cook that. Okay.
So we just throw it on.
Now, when you're cooking in a non-stick pan, you do need the plastic utensils, not metal. So just grab that, maybe that black spoon at the front there.
Come on.
Oh, the black spoon, that's it.
Yep.
Just to kind of shuffle it around a bit.
We're just going to do these potatoes for 4 minutes. Wow, Nicole, you can see the bacon popping out of the frying pan, so it must be ready. It's just like popcorn.
It's looking great and fun to watch too.
Yeah, that'd be good to do with the kids.
Yeah, I reckon.
Right. What I'm going to do is just scoop it into this small bowl. Whoa, it's shooting that.
Jumping!
So imagine what this does to your insides. Gives you that vitality that you need.
You'll be jumping out of your skin eating this.
Alright, and we'll just turn the temperature down.
Yep. Turn it right down because we're going to toast the pine nuts and you don't want it to be too hot because they will burn really easily. So you just turned it right down?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Now how many pine nuts do we do?
Alright, give a few minutes to cool down. Add the pine nuts and roast, stirring until they're golden brown. So we're going to put that into the...
We are, and we
Alright.
need 2 tablespoons.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen these in the kitchen? That's a tablespoon, so... Can I just throw it in?
Yeah, you can put it in there, yeah.
Alright.
Pine nuts, they have such a delicious flavour. They're quite expensive, but we're not using very much. And as you can see, we only needed a small packet. So they really add a beautiful flavour and crunch.
Alright, so I'm just going to throw that in.
Yep.
And just going to stir those around while...
Yep. Now, as I said, these will burn really easily, so Veronica suggests that you just turn the heat right down and keep moving them around the pan. You just need them to be golden brown. And what the roasting does is it releases a lot of the flavour from the pine nuts, and that'll make it taste fantastic. You can do actually this with any nuts. So when you're using nuts in cooking, if you just give them a quick roast, either on a non-stick pan or maybe even under the grill, watching them very carefully that they don't burn, it really enhances the flavour. It's beautiful.
Do these start popping everywhere?
These don't jump up.
Okay.